Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and more Birthright as we continue on with the coverage of the Khinasi realms. Moving on to part 3, the Docandragh realms. So, before we get into everything though, guys, if you want to see videos like this early and other exclusive Birthright content and just other D&D and other games we cover as well, head on over to our Patreon. We have a lot of different levels there. All the support really does help out the channel so we can keep bringing you content, but also acquire all the old modules and things like that. So, that being said, let's jump in with this quick preview section. So, the Docandragh really is essentially the eastern end of Khinasi, and then we'll have a separate part 4 with the island states themselves. But let's jump right in. So, few places in all the world match the splendor and grandeur of the Docandragh, a majestic region of forested mountains and high, still lakes in the eastern half of Khinasi. Some travelers have compared it to the lush Erebanian or the Sylvan Cielwoad, but the Docandragh spans much more territory than either of those Anwiran forests. The Massacians settled the coastlines of this region more than 2,000 years ago, leaving the inland areas to the Elven people. The Basarji inherited the Massacian domains after the destruction of the ancient people, but for hundreds of years the nomads expanded into the heart of the Docandragh very slowly. Even today, vast stretches of woodlands remain untouched by the hand of man. And as you can see here, again, just a absolutely massive forest here that kind of snakes its way all the way down. That being said, so the Khinasi realms of the Docandragh center around the powerful walled cities of the coast. Settlement in the interior remains scarce, though logging and mining camps today push ever deeper into the wilderness. Bands of elves still wander their ancestral lands, now part of Min Dusai and Kurain. In fact, many foresters and hunters disappear in the Docandragh every year, rumored elven victims. The pristine character of the Docandragh ensures a powerful supply of magic, though, to any wizard skilled enough to tap it, and most cities in this region are ruled by true mages, so in contrast to some of the others. Regions here often resolve conflicts between realms with enchantments instead of swords, as the rugged terrain makes it difficult for armies to reach their enemies. So if you're running the realms here, yeah, you'll typically have some very powerful mages and realm spells at your disposal, less so necessarily with your typical armies, but that being said, they're still available to you as well. And we have some Anshe sprinkled throughout here as far as their realms and stuff go too. The Keleb Izhil. In the dawn of human history in Cerealia, the greatest dwarf realm of the continent was Keleb Izhil. Legend tells of deep dwarven halls hung with thousands of banners and roofed with beaten gold. However, around 890 MA, the dwarves sealed the doors of their city. Not a single resident was ever seen again. With time, people forgot even the location of the city. No one knows what happened to the dwarves. Great adventure hook, but many believe the city used to lie in the mountains in eastern Ruanak. Perhaps it still does. Perhaps it requires an adventure to go find that out and just see what's there, and whatever happened to the dwarves. Here we also have the infamous Iron Hand Orogs. 2 centuries ago, Orogs stormed the western provinces of the state of Marasaf in an immense assault. Thousands of warrior beasts swarmed from concealed tunnels, capturing most of the domain in just a matter of days. At the time, Marasaf numbered amongst the most powerful Khinasi realms, but today, only the rocky Usera Peninsula remains under the Marasaf defenders' control. The Orogs have made several attempts to expand their conquests, but the defenders' fortifications continue to resist those attacks. Orog raids into Min Dusai to the south and Yenenski to the north have met only marginal success, but yeah, the Orogs here are a major threat. And as we can see up here too, just to look where they're at, right? So the Iron Hand tribes up there, you got Min Dusai and then Yenenski up there. And then finally, for this little intro here, the Dumair. A mysterious people called the Dumair lives in hidden refuges in the Rain Serpent Mountains in the southwestern Docandragh. This race, said to be closely related to man, does avoid human contact. So yet another thing that Birthright throws at us here. So many just, again, wonderful possibilities with this. Locals say the Dumair are tall, slender folk, able to take other shapes, and possessed of strange mind powers. So psionics is typically not something in the setting really at all, but they kind of sprinkle a little bit of this in here. Those who search them out often turn up after weeks of wandering unharmed, but with no memory of an encounter with the Dumair. The people living near these mountains refer to them as the ones who wait, although no one knows the origin of this curious epithet. So, again, wonderful mystery there. So we got, the missing dwarves. We got this other mysterious race, or who knows really what they are, sprinkled in with all the usual birthright trappings of, again, Orogs, Anshe here, right? You can see the Maze of Malvars over here. The Magian is tucked in here, and we all know how dangerous the Magian is. Check out our video on that. So, and then we got everything else kind of going on here on this eastern end, right? So plenty to get into, and then eventually we'll get into part 4 with the Island Realms, right? Where we have the Serpent amongst others. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hit us up in the comments if you've actually had any campaigns over here or any adventures, and we'll go from there. And hit us up in the comments too. We'll get there, but let us know what you think happened to the dwarves and what this mysterious race could be. So hit us up in the comments. Like I said, like and subscribe. We'll have plenty more Birthright very soon. Thanks for watching.